Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. This is going to be my entry into Jeff, Various Vinyl, his 50 subscribers contest. I saw someone did a response to it this morning. I think I saw their video and had a second tonight and wanted to jump on board and do a quick response myself. Nice kind of, another one of those nice one simple questions, and just wanted to kind of jump on board. So if you guys are not familiar with Jeff, I'm going to try to remember to go back in and put a link to his channel down below. So I know, again, there's thousands and thousands of people here in the VC, so let's jump over to his channel and jump on board and check out some of the good stuff that he shows us on a regular basis. So simply put, this was called his, well, he just wanted us to show, and he said 5, and I told him ahead of time I was going to cheat, but just 5 bands of 5 albums of bands whose concert you've been to. And I guess in an ideal sense, if you could show the album of the concert you went to. So I told him when I was going to do a response that I was going to cheat because I knew I couldn't limit myself to just 5. And I really couldn't figure out how to do it because, you know, I've seen a lot of different bands over the years. So I kind of came up with somewhat of a creative way. Is I have a closet where the shelf is just full of all my t-shirts, you know, all band t-shirts and concert t-shirts, and I keep them all nice and folded and everything else. And I just kind of thought, I'm just gonna go randomly pick, like, you know, just like kind of close my eyes and just grab some random t-shirts, and whichever ones I pull out, those are the ones that I'll show for the video. So I don't know how many. I think I pull out maybe 10 or so, but yes, I'm just actually gonna show the album and then t-shirt that I got from the concert. I thought that might be a fun way to play into to Jeff's video here. So let's just kind of jump right into it. And again, these are totally random shirts that were pulled off the shelf. So the first one that came out was well, I'll show actually the album first, Anthrax. And not all of these, of course, are the album from the tour, but at least you get to see the t-shirt from the tour that I saw some of these bands on. So we start with Anthrax here, Worship Music. Nice album. I haven't spun in quite some time, but I've seen Anthrax twice, I believe. And one actually was on the Worship Music tour, and then another one was on the Kings tour. So here is my t-shirt from the Kings tour. Very fun band to see live. And one of the things that almost made me think about not doing the contest was having to fold all these things when I got done. Next, Iron Maiden. I've only seen them once, and it was actually I think it was on this Final Frontier tour. Well, Final Frontier Souls hadn't come out yet, so this was the last album they had done up to that point in time. But a great album. You know, my favorite song on this is definitely The Alchemist. I think that's a fantastic song. And I got 2 different t-shirts from that tour. But of course, Aces High, Eddie. As you can see, this was back in 2013. So, little Iron Maiden there. Next one that came off the shelf was by this band, Static X. My favorite album by them here, which is Wisconsin Death Trap. Has my favorite song by them, which is Bled for Days, is off this album. But Push It, no, another really great track, I'm With Stupid. I already mentioned Bled for Days, December, Wisconsin Death Trip. I mean, just a lot of great songs off here. Sweat of the Bud, really, really awesome album. And I actually had a chance to see them on this tour back in '09. Had a chance to meet them too, which actually is where, yeah, that's where Autograph album came from there. Yeah, so we got that. I'll fold that later. Next one, Testament. This is Brotherhood of the Snake. And I saw them right after they released this, which was on, never mind. So that was on this tour, actually, which was last year. 2018. And then the next one that came off the shelf was by this band, which is the Melvins. So got a chance to see them a few years ago, and it was kind of nice too because it was at a really small venue. And I've mentioned this before in old videos before, but the venue is kind of so small that when the bands and everyone comes in, there's no back door. I mean, they park their buses right in the middle of the parking lot, and everyone has to walk through the front door and basically almost walk through the crowd to get to the green room behind the stage. So you pretty much are guaranteed to meet almost every single artist that you see perform there. So I had a chance to meet both of them and got my original pressing of Houdini signed. And then this was the t-shirt I picked up that night. Nothing on the back, it's just plain. So that's the Melvins. Next one, Van Halen. This is a different kind of truth. Their last studio album there. And I saw them on this tour, which was back in 2012. I think, yeah, 2012. And then that's the t-shirt that I picked up. Gosh, 2012. It's amazing how long ago that is. One of the things I really remember about that tour is not only, you know, seeing Van Halen, because you didn't necessarily think you were going to see him again, but I remember thinking, you know, of course, Roth did none of the Hagar songs, and it was just amazing how still that concert seemed like a greatest hits concert. And it's like, holy cow, to have that many hits, that many fantastic songs, to do an entire set and it be that fantastic, and you didn't even touch on a single Hagar song. I mean, it's just like, God, just the arsenal that band has in its musical repertoire is freaking awesome. Next, we're going here with Judas Priest. And I actually saw them on this tour, which was the Firepower tour. That was a great show. That was the one where Uriah Heep opened for him. And this is the t-shirt from that tour. Again, pretty recent. Another one, Foo Fighters, Greatest Hits. Great 2 LP set. I mean, I'm a Foo Fighters fan, but I'm not one that really has like the need to have all their studio albums. I kind of like their hits and like their bigger stuff, and that's kind of really all I like. So this album just kind of fits in perfect with that. So very nice 2 LP set. And I did see them, I think this again was like 2011, 2012, somewhere around there. And then this is the shirt that I picked up from them, from that show, which was nice. REO Speedwagon. This is High Infidelity. Saw them, this was maybe 5 years ago or something, like 6 years ago. Really great tour. It was Ted Nugent open, then Styx performed, then REO Speedwagon. And I think throughout that tour, Styx and REO kind of went back and forth headlining. But I mean, talk about a fantastic show. I mean, all three of them just killed it. But the most impressive thing, though, was seeing Ted Nugent, because I had never seen him live or anything like that before. And one thing I'll tell you is that no studio album or even live recording captures what Ted Nugent does live. I mean, Cat Scratch Fever is one thing. To hear Cat Scratch Fever being done with, you know, that many watts of power coming behind it, that was one of the most brutal things I had ever heard in a concert before. I mean, it was, talk about just freaking rocking. It was so impressive. But here's the REO Speedwagon. It wasn't 2011, it was 2013. But yeah, so I had to get a REO shirt. Next, got Steely Dan. This is Katie Lied. And you know, pretty much all Steely Dan stuff is fantastic. This just, I showed Royal Scam in a recent video, so I thought I'd just kind of pull something different, and so that's a nice MoFi pressing of that. And yeah, saw them a few years ago, right before what's his name passed away, and you know, definitely glad I got a chance to do that. It's a couple, again, like 2013, 2012, 2013. And again, it was a great show as well. So that's that. And then I've seen Slayer 3 times, 3 or 4 times. And the last time I saw him was part of this tour. So this is Repentless. And this was great too, because the last time I saw them was when they were with Napalm Death, Lamb of God, Testament, and there was Slayer. There was one other band. Why am I going brain dead? But yeah, talk about just a fantastic show. And here is this is actually the t-shirt I got from seeing them in 2016. Because that was just last year when I saw them on that tour I was describing. But this is when I saw them in 2016. Who was with, oh, this is the time they were with, this was with, not Napalm Death. Death Angel, Anthrax, and Slayer was this concert, this tour. And Rob Zombie. Seen him twice as Rob Zombie and seen once as White Zombie, which seems like the exact same show anyway. But yeah, last time I saw them was on this tour right after this album came out. The same night I was introduced to In This Moment and saw them for the first time, and they absolutely blew my mind because they opened for them. Again, nice small venue and just freaking awesome show. Opened up the set with American Witch, and it was just freaking awesome. And this is the shirt I picked up that night at the Zombie concert. Just Zombie. And next, got a nice original pressing here of AC/DC, Stiff Upper Lip. Great concert there. And this is the 2015-2016 tour, which I think this concert, or when I saw them, it was 5 shows before Johnson left, I think. So was definitely happy to catch them there. Kiss. Only seen them twice, but I've had a chance to see them twice, which was awesome. So I just kind of pulled a random, this is Hotter Than Metal. And didn't buy a shirt at the last, just like the farewell tour I just went to like a month or 2 ago. Quite frankly, they were all just like horrible. You know, it's one thing to buy a shirt, but when I do buy a shirt, it really needs to be something I'm gonna wear, that I would actually wear out. And some of the Kiss stuff was just so outlandish in that show. I was like, I'm good. But this is the one I got when I saw them back in 2012. Which, and of course, both shows were fantastic. And just a couple more here, or 3 more, I guess. Band of Horses. Another really great band that I don't necessarily know gets talked about a lot in the VC, but kind of early, in my opinion, kind of an earlier, more alt-country version of the War on Drugs. Very musical, just fantastic melodies in their songs. If you're not familiar with them, some of the songs I would recommend checking out. The Funeral off of their other album. Off of this one, I would say, Is There a Ghost? Great song. The Deathless Shrimp is a fantastic song off of this album. So if you're not familiar with that, definitely make sure you check it out, because there was some good stuff on here. Yeah, definitely some good stuff on here. No One's Gonna Love You. Another fantastic song. And this is what I picked up at that concert. I think that was around 2009-ish, 2010-ish I saw them. Rush. This is a Moving Pictures Live, 2011. Just one random piece I pulled out of my Rush collection, and I don't have to say anything about that band, you guys know them. And I saw them back in 2015. on the R40 tour. So 2015, that was also a great show. And Cyndi Lauper. This is True Colors. Nice autograph copy I got thanks to Mr. Billy Crayoni. Hooked me up with that. And saw Cyndi last summer as well. Fantastic. And picked up, of course, I had to pick up a shirt. I was really hoping when I was going to the show, I was so hoping they were going to have a She's So Unusual shirt, but they didn't. So this was kind of the next best thing. Saw her when she opened for Rod Stewart that night, which was awesome. And the last one I'm going to show here, this is Boris. I'm not sure if you guys are very familiar with them, but just kind of an Asian metal band. Saw them at that same small venue that I was telling you about with the Melvins. Very nice group, you know, they was hanging out, you know, signed everything. Very nice, very awesome show. And picked up a t-shirt from them as well. Nothing on the back there. So there you go. And I had to kind of pull this out too, because even though, you know, even with all the things I've shown, there's other bands that I've seen, you know, with Metallica and Godsmack and blah, 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 that I've seen many more times than I've seen pretty much any band here. But didn't pull out the t-shirt, so I don't get to show them. But I had to show this because one of the biggest concerts you'll ever see in your life is the very first concert you ever went to. So the first concert I ever saw, I think I was in seventh, eighth grade. No, I was in ninth grade. First concert I ever saw was MC Hammer and Oaktown 357. So I had to show these albums. And of course, that was when MC Hammer's first album came out, and you know, just like right before it really turned into the gigantic thing it was. It was catching steam, but it wasn't just, you know. But yeah, that show was freaking awesome. It was a great show. Again, a small college venue because he wasn't gigantic, even though he had like the same number of dancers and all that stuff. But I always remember the highlight of that show was when Oaktown 357 opened for him, and they played the song Yeah, Yeah, Yeah. And if you've heard that song before, you know that there's a siren that keeps fading in and out as the song is going on. It's not timed on a beat or anything. It's just the siren comes on, then it goes away, it comes on, and it totally sets the song off. I don't know what it is that just makes it so freaking amazing. But yeah, I remember when that song kicked in and those like police lights were spinning around on top of the amps, and I just thought it was the freaking coolest thing in the world. So yeah, my first concert ever, MC Hammer and Oaktown 357, so I had to show that. So anyway, there you go, man. Now I gotta go fold all these clothes again. But yeah, great contest. Glad I got a chance to jump on board. As always, guys, let me know what you think, and we will talk to you soon. All right, take care, VC.